Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm going to show you guys how to do a selfie. Alright, so it's going to be quite simple. Taking selfies isn't too complex, but I will give you some pointers. Number one, you want to get comfortable with your own face. So everybody has different features that may be more that may stand out more than others, and sometimes your features look bigger in photos. So you want to make sure you got your angles down. So I recommend take some time, get a mirror. You can get one from Home Goods, or if you don't have one, but practice looking at yourself. Okay, so here's my mirror right here. Practice looking at your angles, put it from afar, so put it at a distance, and just look at your face looks different up close than it does from afar. Your face, you're just like your body. So the closer you are, the bigger it looks, and that includes selfies. So if you're like, a lot of people I see do this all the time and I can't stand it. So no, number one, do not have your phone this close to your face. Not even this close to your face. No, don't do it. Okay, because the big parts of your face are going to stand out like a sore thumb. Like they're literally gonna look not bueno. Okay, because I've done up close photos and it looks really bad. Let me just show you what I mean. Do you see what I'm saying? What it does to your face? Do you see? Do you see? I'm not saying up close photos are bad always, but usually to get an up close photo, you have to play with your angles, and you also have to make sure that you are using some type of a camera that has that depth that you can use. And so usually your cell phone camera is a no-no for that. You're gonna use professional cameras if you're gonna do on your face photos like this. Yeah, that's just a big tip I have for you. So you noticed as I got closer, one, I look cross-eyed. Okay, and a lot of people do that when they take pictures when they're first starting off like this. Or you notice if you're gonna do up close, you gotta play with your angles, is what I mean. So even still, this is not very flattering. It's really not. Versus from afar, it just, my face looks more proportioned. So that's the same with your selfies. Okay, so I spent a lot of time on that because it's really important, and that's a big reason why people's selfies do not look good, is too close to their face, the camera's too close to their face, or the angle isn't proper with a close-up. So it just, the way that they're making their face look, it makes their nose, their cheeks, everything look off, their eyes look too close together. It just isn't good. Okay, so, sorry, my armpit itches. Alright, so another big tip for selfies is lighting. So I have a Diva Nova ring light right here, and I use that for my photos. If you haven't seen my pictures, go to my social media, which is linked below, and I also have my groups where you can see my photos and stuff like that. So the photos that were on the billboard, I took myself, and I'm not a photographer, I've never gone to school for it, but I do have an eye for anything that has to do with art and things like that. I've always been like that, and it's easy for me to catch on to it. So some tips for you, something that I just off the bat learned was lighting. Lighting is essential. So if you don't have a ring light, okay, and you really want professional photos, get a ring light. Yes, it's a little pricey. This one was about $260 or so, and it comes with a stand, but Amazon has some for like about 100 to 150 bucks, and those ones are not as good. The lighting is not as bright. It is still good, but the lighting is not as bright as this Diva Nova ring light. So just keep that in mind. You are gonna get a little bit less of a quality of a ring light. This is more so for professional photography. Now, if you don't care about that, then here's some other options for you. A 100-watt daylight light bulb. You can get that. Philips makes them. Any brands really makes them for light bulbs. You can go to Home Depot, Walmart, and it's a 100-watt daylight light bulb. Multiples is great. Another option is softbox studio lighting, and you can get that on Amazon for about, I think, $60 to $70. You can get a set, and that's going to give you great lighting. as well for a selfie. And then you also have the natural option. Okay, so like I was saying, actually I don't know what I was saying, my camera cut off. Hold on, let me get in my thoughts. Stupid camera. Softbox lighting is really, really good. You can get that on Amazon as well. So yeah, alright, next tip that I'm gonna have for you is obviously camera. Oh, I was saying your everyday natural sunlight. Okay, so if you do not have the option to get lighting, I recommend to use the sunlight. Play around with different spots in your house, different windows in your house. Go to your car during certain peak sunlight times of the day, even if you're at work, girl. If you're working this business or you're trying to up your game, do it, okay? You gotta make time because your face is a big part of your business. And you do not have to be some type of model to have amazing photos for people to use them. You just need to get down a few things, which is what I'm going over with you. So, use the sunlight. Please don't take photos in the bathroom. They don't have good lighting. Please, unless you have an awesome light in your bathroom, which most people don't, so sounds lit. Alright, so a next amazing tip for you that I have for your photos is if you have an iPhone, number one, iPhones have the bomb cameras, especially the new iPhones, which I just switched over. So the selfie cameras are very high quality, as well as the back camera, and I do recommend getting one of these pop sockets, and you can get them from Best Buy, online. They have different cute ones, and you can literally rest your hand, so when you're taking a photo you don't have to like hold it, you know what I'm saying? Like you literally just rest your fingers like this. And so if you're gonna take, back up, if you're gonna take a photo, I recommend taking your hand and stretching it as far as you possibly can. Honestly, sometimes I even go out. Like I'm far away from my face, so far away from my face. And tilt your, can you see? You're gonna tilt your phone down a little bit. Hold on, let me go to the camera. Where's my camera? You can tilt it down, and I love to use Snapchat, and if you're doing it for the colors, don't use filters, but I do like to use Snapchat to make just, you know, photos. Sometimes people like to see photos of you just in your everyday life, and sometimes I like to use filters for that. People like that, so if it makes them you relatable. So if you're using this for obviously like professional photos, don't use that. No filter. And yeah, so you're gonna make sure you have it flipped over to whichever side you want. You can also have someone else take the photos for you. But so right here I have my phone, can you see it? Here we go. I have it angled down like this, and I'm going to tilt my head up. I like to play with your hair or different angles, so you can, you know, tilt your face to the side, tilt your face down, play with different angles and see what you look like, you see, and just play. You can do like stuff like this, play with your hair, put it in your face, put your hand like on your face a little bit, different things, like do little cute stuff that you do in real life, like play with your angles. So something that I love to do is like, or you can move your shoulder a little forward, so you guys can't really see what I'm doing, but maybe if I go like this so you can see. You can pout your lips a little bit, not a lot. So a natural pout would be like just relaxing the face. Let your lips fall. Or, you know, so different stuff. And then if you want like a striking photo, you can always do, and if you're a smiler, go for that, like, but you don't want to be like if I smile like that, my picture's going to look good freeze frame. Like in real life, like if I'm like joking with somebody, that's not horrible, but like, you know, that doesn't look real. A lot of people do that in their pictures. And when they do this, it's like, it's not flattering. Do you see the way my face looks? Like my cheeks, everything is just not cute. It just doesn't look cute. So like you're gonna make sure that your posture's good, sit up straight, have your neck straight aligned with your face, with your head, and then like this. No. So, and if you're a smiler, okay, but find a good smile. So when I smile, I'll usually go like something like that. That's like my smile that I like to do. Everyone has their own preference. I've never enjoyed doing like, or if I smile with my teeth, I will do that sometimes, but it'll be like I try and play around so it's real. So like I'll make myself laugh, or I'll look at my husband and we'll do photos together and I'll like smile, like, but I tilt my head down more. Stuff like that, okay? But if you're trying to show, sorry, my earring fell out. If you're trying to show a lip color, I recommend not smiling. I mean, you can, and people say smile's golden, blah, 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 but think about this. Models don't typically smile when they're showing lip products. They just don't, because you can't see the fullness of the lip. You can't really always tell the color. So when I'm looking at photos for lipstick, I don't care if the person's smiling. I actually prefer when they're not, because I can really see just the color, not someone's teeth. You know what I mean? So my lip photos, a lot of times I'll pout my lips a bit. Even if you have smaller lips, find your angle. It took me forever to find my angle with my lips. So yeah, I hope you guys can see, and you're just gonna take a picture. And like, let me see if I can take one for you guys and show you. Okay, so, oh wow, these move. I'm not used to this, but you can see the way it looks. You can't really see it on here, but you saw it in person, okay? You can see it a little bit, and you can of course go in and edit the photo. Now some editing, oh, let me get back to stay on the camera, I'm sorry. Camera, another tip is invest in a high quality camera if you're really into professional looks. So I have a Sony a5000 camera. So I got a Sony. There's Canons, there's I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a professional photographer, so I don't know the other ones, but this one is great because it's got a lens, it's got a viewfinder. The quality of it is fantastic. It has a macro option, which means I can zoom into something and get like the details, if it like of super close up, like water droplets or a bug or something like that, or a flower, and get all the details, or my lips, things like that. So make sure you're looking for highly pixel, with better pixels, I don't know. The more pixels is better, I believe, if that's right. More pixels, yeah. Okay, so is there anything else? Oh, editing apps are great. Okay, let me explain this to you. Some people think of editing as a taboo thing with photos and photography. No, it's not taboo. Cameras are imperfect, number one. Most people do not look the same on camera as they do in person, and editing gives that sharp color that you will see when you are doing photos. So when I use editing tools, I do not use them to change my face or change the structure of my face or anything like that, but I will use them sometimes to smooth out a little bit of the skin, such as like my neck. Sometimes my neck in certain lighting, it looks very discolored, or it might be like dark. I mean, the lines might stand out a bit more because I have lines in my neck from when I was a kid. I like got cuts on my neck and stuff, so I have lines on my neck, or yeah, it opened up. So anyways, I like to sometimes smooth that out, or if I have like this distracting like bump that I have right here and this is showing, I'm going to smooth it out a tiny bit. You're still gonna be able to see it, but it's not going to be like red and like, you know what I'm saying? And then of course, we girls sometimes have mustaches, so for my up close photos, sometimes my little tiny hairs will show, and I don't think that's professional. It's not, it doesn't look cute. So I don't want to distract from what I'm trying to show, which is the lip color. So sometimes I will go over here with a smoothing tool to make sure that there's no like hair standing out. which I'm sure sometimes I don't do that, so I'm sure you can see them sometimes. And then also I'll make my eye colors pop using the sharpen tool. The apps I use, sorry I didn't mention, Facetune, and I love that app. Super simple, very affordable, only like $4 to get everything. Or you can use Photoshop, of course. I don't really use Photoshop like that. If I do use it, it's just to make the photo a little sharper, so or I don't know what the proper terms is, but just to make the colors pop. Sometimes I'll use the detailed object option to make my eye color look clear, because sometimes it makes it look very blurred, my eyes, and you can't see the color of my makeup properly. Like if it's a metallic eye, you can't always see that in a photo. So I'll use the detail to just go over a tiny bit. If you go over it too much, it's just gonna look really bad. So I'll go over a tiny bit, literally like stroke, and it'll pop it just a little bit. Or sometimes you can't see my lashes, they cloud out in the photo, so I use it on my lashes and I'll make them pop so you can see what they look like. Sometimes if I'm having a really bad brow day and I haven't done my brows, like as far as the hairs go, so my brows will be done but I might have hairs all around, sometimes I'll go over just a tiny bit here with the smooth tool, and that's literally all I do. I don't do, oh, and my hair. Sometimes I'll go over if it looks blurry that day, like the hair, the photo, if it's a little blurry, I'll go over a tiny bit with the detail to make sure it looks a little shiny in certain angles. It just adds the depth to the photo, and it gives a like it just makes the hair look so good. So yeah, because a lot of times in the photos, the hair just looks so blurred out and like it doesn't stand out, and you want your hair, you want everything to stand out, and I sometimes, when in certain photos, I sharpen the hair a bit or detail the hair a bit. And that's literally all I do for editing. I don't do anything else. Now for words, adding words or text on your photos, I recommend Word Swag. I do not recommend using frames. It's distracting. If you're going to, keep it very plain Jane. Again, you don't want to distract from the main idea, the main thing, and it looks tacky, so tacky, so is there anything else? This is just for selfies, so it's not for like body photos or anything like that. I'm still actually working on doing those more often. And I want my husband to start taking pictures too of me, so I can have kind of like in the moments of life photos. And I hope that's pretty much everything that I wanted to share. I think people ask me all the time about my photos and how I take my pictures, and those are pretty much, that's literally all I do. Oh, if you want, you can have a backdrop, so make sure, that's another big tip, make sure, like I would never take a picture with this stuff in the background, it's just not cute. So I'll use, you guys have seen, the angle I use is actually right here, where I have a plant right here and I have a striped light right here, and it actually looks cute in photos. Sometimes I also go over here where I have like this little sliding door thing, curtain thing, and it looks like a black backdrop, and I'll use that if I want just a black plain backdrop for like certain videos and things like that. And you can obviously order them on Amazon for super cheap too. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. If you have Android, your photos aren't gonna necessarily always look the best unless you have a newer one. So yeah, as far as those phone ring lights, they're okay, but they're not a substitute for actual lighting. I would actually highly recommend a light bulb, the 100-watt daylight light bulbs over those things. Some other cool things you can get for your phone to make it a little bit better, no matter what phone you have, is on Amazon they have lenses that you can attach onto the camera of your phone, and look that up on YouTube. They have amazing tutorials on it, and people take high quality photography images, including selfies, with those photos and with those little lenses, I mean, and they have different ones. And then also one more tip I almost forgot was tripod. So I have a tripod behind here that my camera's on. When I take my photos, I like to use a tripod and put my camera on a timer, which you can do on your phone as well. Click it and put it, I have mine on like a 3-second timer, so you have time to like adjust something if you need to. It's just better that way. Today, in case you're wondering, I'm wearing Fly Girl Lipsense. So cute. If you haven't tried it, you should. Link is down below. And be sure to subscribe, like, comment, tell your mom, your sister, your daddy, your cousin, your best friend, everybody about my channel. And be sure to subscribe, come back for more. And I will be posting about 1 to 2 times a week, so look forward to that. Turn on your post notifications. Love you. Bye.